I am not about asking people to live like I do. And I am really tired of seeing influencers tell you, well, they've got the secret to life and they know how everything's going to work out, because most of the time, none of us do. And I want everyone to think about that. When did we decide that we're going to give a digital device to kids and go, this will make you happy. I'm done. I don't need to deal with it. You're just going to be happy. Go, 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 go.
I agree with that, absolutely. I think along with our responsibility to influence, so not allow children to only be influenced by whatever they happen to experience on the internet, being careful with what we allow our children to be influenced by, but also making the intentional effort to influence our children. And that means not only saying, hey, these are the risks, and I need you to know that sometimes bad guys will try to reach children and do bad things to them. So not only make them aware of the risk, but influence them about the things that may not occur to those who were born and raised in this digital
That's
world.
right.
Now, those of us who were born before the internet really took off, we can see this progression, but children who were born and raised in the society only experience this digital world as normal and as everybody's doing it and it's cool to everybody. And they see these influencers doing the most to get the most attention. So children are therefore taught that that's the behavior they need to model. Now, as someone who works in countering child exploitation and abuse, I have a problem with influencers who don't take that responsibility seriously of their impact on children. Children are taught, and this is simplifying what most people are unwilling to recognize. Children are being taught to sexualize themselves on the internet for attention from strangers.
That's right.
Now, that is a dangerous playground because not only are they unaware of the risks, but they see everybody's doing it. They see that the more you dance like an adult, or show them more skin, or do crazy things and throw yourself off a ship, that gets attention in a virtual world. And they start modeling their behavior to attract virtual attention. If we were to replicate that in a physical realm, what parent would be comfortable with their child shaking their booty on an actual stage for strangers to throw up likes and hearts?
Right.
Now, that's hopefully a scary thought for people, but I don't think parents are aware of what their kids are experiencing online and how it's modeling their behavior, and children are certainly unaware of that impact. Now, to your earlier point, they're not thinking, how will this affect my career in 10, 20 years? How will my boss look at me as a child who's modeling this behavior and trying to get attention aggressively at whatever cost? And as influencers, when you have influence, are you taking the responsibility to not only delight and entertain, but to also inform, to be the model of what you want your followers, specifically children, to model after? Are you doing something that you're comfortable with children replicating? We need to hold influencers responsible for that. We need to raise public awareness about the dangers and the risks of the actions you take online. And to your point, the data that you're now publishing for other people, big tech companies and corporations to monetize and to own, that you will not have control of both now and in years to come.
To wrap this really in, this is such an intense conversation, because when you get into ownership data and you get into our children, what you suddenly realize is that really, I mean, this is a war we can't lose, and we've lost a lot of battles of late. You know, last year when you did your sting and you took down some bad guys, it was really cool that you did that. And then, I know you called me, and I don't know if you remember this, but you said, I wish it could have been more because I was so emotionally affected by it. It's like,
Mm,
not enough. Like,
mm.
I wish it had been more. So I want the audience to realize that I asking people to live like I do. And I am really tired of seeing influencers tell you, well, they've got the secret to life and they know how everything's going to work out, because most of the time, none of us do. I really would like to see them consider that if they're doing a TikTok video of twerking, would they want their 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old mimicking that behavior. And if you want to do that behavior, then realize you are also being very suggestive. And the problem with TikTok, and I think, Kim, you would agree with this, is TikTok's about mimicking. And therefore, you have people mimicking other people's actions.
Yes.
So if someone sees someone has been successful, they mimic that behavior to try to be successful. I want to see mimicry not be cool anymore.
Absolutely.
I want to see talent be cool. When you're super talented and you can pull off a stunt, I want to see videos all day long about that. But the mimicry, which we laugh at, which is actually making fun of someone's failure, is so actually mean. And we don't even consider what we do anymore. We consider mean being just fine. If we want to be more loving to each other, it starts with A, getting involved with our children. Once we know what they're involved in, starting a dialogue and having a dialogue with them, caring about what they post and what the ramifications of the post will be for the rest of their life, caring about what role model you show them by your own activities. And then finally, to sum this up, you allow your child to be unhappy with you if you're protecting them. And helicopter parents, I don't honor that term.
Yeah, let's not continue making that a thing. Let's help people understand that it's their responsibility. Let's help people understand that children are vulnerable, they're sponges, and they are copying the behavior that they witness. And if we continue allowing children to be not only susceptible to this information, but inundated with it, to your point, if they don't have positive influences, all they're going to model are the trends of getting attention for doing inappropriate things instead of beneficial things that not only enhance their skill sets, but that help them be contributing members to society. If they're used to doing things to get attention, these virtual signals that mean nothing in the real world, these hearts, these followers, these numbers that mean nothing in real life, our children's focus is misguided. And that's not their fault if that's all they know. That's all they've been taught. That's all their friends are doing. That's what they get rewarded for. That's not real life. They're unaware of the consequences and they're unaware of how that data can be used against them.
Parents, when you get involved in their world, you go into let's say you go into TikTok and you see a few of their videos, taking out your kid and having ice cream and talking about their post and rewarding them for what you've seen on TikTok as well, and then talking to them about things you might not like, you could have a fascinating conversation with them. So the fact is, the reward system, you, the parent, should be supplying that reward, not TikTok. And I want everyone to think about that. When did we decide that we're going to give a digital device to kids and go, this will make you happy. I'm done. I don't need to deal with it. You just go and be happy. Go, 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 go.
Absolutely.
No, guys. You're supposed to make your kid happy.
Absolutely.